Let me tell you something. Running a business is the hardest thing you'll ever do. And it's the scariest thing you'll ever do. But it can also be the most rewarding thing you'll ever do. Welcome back to Lessons from the Fall. Over the last few episodes, we've been talking about decisions, scenarios, and thinking. But today, I want to become a little bit more real. I want to talk about running a business. Not the version you see online, not the highlight reels, the reality. What it actually feels like day to day. Because building something is one thing, running it is another. And when you are responsible for people, money, outcomes, everything changes. When people look at Renown, they see deals, funding, growth, expansion. What they don't see is everything behind it. The conversations, the decisions, the pressure. Because every deal isn't just a transaction, it's responsibility. You're dealing with clients who need outcomes, brokers who rely on you, investors who trust you, a team that depends on you, and that responsibility sits with you every day. And that's the part people don't talk about, that responsibility. And as a founder, it's all about you. Let's talk about staffing, because this is one of the hardest parts of business. Not hiring, not managing, leading, supporting. People think staffing is about finding good people, paying them well, giving them roles, but it's a lot more than that. It's about energy, it's about alignment, it's about accountability. Because one wrong person can affect everything. The culture, the performance, and the momentum. And one good person can change everything. That's the balance. And it's constant. You're always evaluating. Is this right? Fit? Are they growing? Are they aligned? Because your team is your business. Now let's talk about something every business feels. Cash flow. Not revenue, but cash flow. Because the revenue looks good, but cash flow keeps you alive. You can have deals, you can have a pipeline, you can have growth. But if cash flow isn't right, none of it matters. And this is where real pressure sits. Because cash flow isn't predictable. It moves, it changes. And you're constantly managing it. Making decisions based on what's coming in, what's going out, what's committed. And those decisions matter because one wrong call can create stress across the business. When you run a business, you carry weight. Not visible weight, but responsibility. You're responsible for people's jobs, client outcomes, financial decisions, the direction of the business, and that doesn't switch off. When you go home, and when you're with your family, it's always there. And learning how to carry that properly is part of leadership. There will be countless times in your life when you're sitting and you're on your stupid phone and you're texting, you're doing stuff. It's because you're running a business. And people around you might not understand that. For example, my in-laws don't understand when I'm constantly on my phone. They're like, oh, what are you doing? I'm working. Oh, it's 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Yep, got to work. That's how we pay our bills. But there is a balance that no one talks about. And let's talk about it. Is family. Because running a business can take everything if you let it. Your time, your energy, your focus. And if you're not careful, it takes you away from the people that matter most. That's something I've had to learn. Because success in business means nothing if it costs you everything else. So, now it's about a balance. Not perfect balance, but awareness. Being present when it matters. Understanding what actually matters. What running a business really teaches you, and the things you don't expect. It teaches you patience. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you resilience. But more than anything, it teaches you about yourself. How you react under pressure. How you make decisions. How you lead people. And that's where the real growth is. Because your business will only grow as much as you do. Running a business isn't easy. It's not meant to be. But it's one of the most rewarding things you can do. If you're willing to take the responsibility, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to grow, business will grow. In our next episode, we'll go deeper into something every business faces: hiring, firing, and building the right team. This is Lessons from the Fall, and this is the reality of building something that matters. Thanks, guys.